but the end is in sight.
K-State politics are heating up this week as one party is back in the race following a disqualification.
And a K-State climbing supervisor is reaching new heights as she shares her knowledge with students.
We still have some colder weather again today, but later on in the weekend we'll have some warmer weather just in time for Fake Patty's Day. I'll have a weather look later on in the show.
This is KKSU-LD, covering Manhattan, Riley, and the Flint Hills, broadcasting from Kansas State University. You're watching I know.
Good morning and welcome to Channel 8 News. I'm Brandon Fayback.
And I'm Margot Coltrane. This weekend is Fake Patty's Day. Fakers from everywhere will be met by cops from everywhere as RCPD calls in backup from regional law enforcement.
We have a great show lined up, but first let's take a turn to our elections corner, where Channel 8's Colby Miller and Chase Swenson have the scoop on K-State elections.
All right, thank you so much, Brandon, Margot. Welcome to the elections corner. We have had quite a week in the SGA world. My name is Colby Miller.
That's right, and I'm Chase Swenson. We're excited to bring you some of the news surrounding the SGA elections as they come to a close.
First and foremost, the SGA general election came to a conclusion last night at 6 o'clock p.m. Due to a recommendation by the SGA Student Tribunal, the election for student body president and vice president will begin today at noon, going until tomorrow, March 9th at 6 o'clock p.m.
That's right. The decision by the tribunal was announced on Tuesday night, concluding that the elections for president and vice president be held until Friday. Corbin Sedlacek, the elections commissioner, explained why this is happening.
There was last Thursday night, there was a complaint filed against one of the campaigns. Had a hearing on Friday. Then Monday morning at 7 a.m. we had another hearing for the same campaign. And then Monday evening we had a hearing for the other campaign looking at the contribution expense reports and really taking the time to look those over and see the errors that one of the campaigns ended up having, and one had some accounting errors, but not actual violations, except for the fact that they didn't submit all of the receipts necessary, or all the receipts that they had.
These complaints resulted in the public disqualification of the Roman Leverett campaign just one day before the elections were set to begin.
The two received word of their disqualification just before noon on Monday. The Roman Leverett campaign decided to file an appeal to overturn the ruling of the elections commissioner.
We were like, oh my gosh, like what's going to happen? But we learned that you can appeal for it. And there's different sections on how to appeal and what you're appealing as. So we decided to appeal as the punishment is too harsh. And so we wrote, what we had to say, because at this hearing, it's by the Student Tribunal Board, and you can't be there, and you can't, I guess, represent yourself. So we wanted to at least explain, why we felt this way about, the punishment being too harsh. And we just waited until, we knew what happened with our future, and we got an email, around 12:40-ish that same night, and found out that we had been, had been allowed to be back on the ballot. So that's basically what happened.
Very emotional day for us in particular, and especially our teams. There was a lot of different emotions that was exhibited throughout that period from 11 o'clock till
12.
So 12, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Fortunately, they decided to move the election to Thursday and Friday, so that gives us a lot of help, because I think that flip around, or that really quick turnaround of being disqualified and then being on the ballot doesn't allow students to know that, hey, we're back, give us a chance kind of thing, yeah.
The SGA Student Tribunal released a statement following the Monday night hearing in response to the Roman Leverett disqualification. After reviewing the elections code, the Student Tribunal found that there was not sufficient evidence to find the candidates in violation. As such, the Student Tribunal overturns the decision to remove the Roman Leverett campaign from the ballot. They are reinstated as a president-vice president ticket for the elections.
The ruling also established the delay for the presidential and vice presidential elections, arguing that since the Roman Leverett campaign was publicly disqualified, the student body deserved more time to acknowledge the reinstatement of the campaign.
The other group running, of course, Jordan Keel and Vice President Lacey Pitts, see the extension as an unanticipated challenge, but remain optimistic.
The analogy I like to use is that it was like coming up for water when you're holding your breath. but then there's an extra foot. So we were ready to come up for that breath of fresh air, finish out elections strong, and now we have another foot to get through. But we're excited for tomorrow and just starting off and really doing all the same things that we've been doing for months, and just for an extra 2 days, which grand scheme of things isn't too bad.
Yeah, just more days to talk to students. So.
Despite the controversial ruling, both teams are eagerly anticipating the results of the election. The SGA is encouraging students to vote today and tomorrow with donuts at select polls.
The elections will end Friday night at 6:00 p.m. with the results following soon after.
That's all the breaking SGA news we have for you today. We hope you guys enjoyed us here today at the Elections Corner.
Tune in next week for the winners of the election, as well as a behind-the-scenes look at how the SGA operates. Let's give the ball back to you guys at the desk.
Nobody likes construction, but near the corner of 8th and Morrow, the results of the work being done will be worth the wait. Residents and students near this area have had to find detours which slow down their commutes. The residents won't be able to see the results until next fall because construction isn't expected to be done until May of 2018, according to the City of Manhattan website.
Residents around Douglas Park, located at the corner of 9th and Yuma in Manhattan, will have a new place to play since the city approved a $3.4 million facility that will add new public recreational amenities that are currently lacking in Manhattan. The community center in Douglas Park currently consists of the main facility, the center annex, a playground, and a basketball court. The proposed plan will place the new building on the open field at the corner of 10th and Fort Riley Boulevard.
There was a swimming pool that was located in the southeast corner of this block, and it closed probably 25 years ago, and that is where we're going to build a new gym that will be a new facility added to these two facilities that we have now, which will make this a recreation complex.
The gym will have a full-size basketball court surrounded by a walking track. The rec center will maintain all of their current activities like Zumba and yoga, but will look to add more once the construction is complete. Baker says the project is set to break ground this fall. For additional information about the project, visit the website below. A new farm bill is in the works. Find out what this could mean for Kansas farmers.
Also, we take a look at how the Manhattan community prepares for an annual fake holiday, and a look at why fake patties isn't the only reason to celebrate this month.
I know a spot that I love full well.
'Tis not in forest, nor yet in dell. Ever it holds me with magic spell.
I think of thee, alma mater.
We'll carry thy banner high. Long, long, may thy colors fly.
Loyal to thee, thy children will swell the cry. Hail, 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 alma mater.
Yeah, we got 30. Research. It's applying the bigger picture toward the greater good. Defending the world from adversaries, both seen and unseen. Interpreting realities to unlock solutions. It's our land-grant mission to serve our world utilizing sharp minds, from first-year students to world-renowned experts. What makes research so strong at Kansas State University? Vision, progress, you.
A new farm bill is on the horizon, and with it, a chance for producers across the country to stabilize the economic agricultural environment. Although vital to the livelihood of farmers, a new bill will present new challenges and important decisions for Kansas farmers to make. The agricultural economy has seen income declines of nearly 50% over the past 4 years. Mikkel Taylor, agricultural economist of K-State, says the new opportunities for farmers to safeguard the industry are good, but too much of a good thing could leave them wanting more.
I think producers can look back and they can say, well, either that was a good decision or it was a poor decision, but it was pretty up in the air at the time that I made the decision as to, which one was the right way to go. the livelihood of a lot of businesses in those small towns depend on how good it is for the farmers. You know, they're service providers, they're input providers, and so if the farmers aren't doing well, then those small town businesses aren't doing well.
Taylor's research is published in the Journal of Applied Economic Perspectives and Policy. More on the progress and development of the upcoming Farm Bill can be found at agricultural.house.gov/Farm Bill.
Manhattan's 11th annual Fake Patty's Day is taking place this Saturday, March 10th in Aggieville and other areas of Manhattan. Channel 8 reporter Adam Cook has the story.
Although the streets of Aggieville may look empty now, they will soon be filled with thousands of people from around the world for Manhattan's 11th annual Fake Patty's Day. This Manhattan celebration is a day of festivities for those ready to begin spring break. Many fraternities throw parties for Fake Patty's Day. Luke Ming, a member of Fiji, says that preparation is a top concern.
Preparation-wise, we have to clean up so our backyard looks nice. We have a sand volleyball court back there, so we gotta rake the sand and make sure it looks good.
Safety is also an issue for fraternity houses.
We have sober monitors that are walking around making sure nothing bad's going on and just kind of making the scene safe.
Along with fraternities, bars also have to be extra careful.
1, 2, 3. Just kidding. Don't drink if you're underage. The bars in Aggieville have to take extra precautions this weekend to ensure the safety of their customers and the people of Manhattan.
The police are very prevalent during Fake Patty's Day, with more officers in Aggieville than usual. In 2017, there was over 400 legal incidents, which included citations and arrests. For this reason, Manhattan brings thousands of officers from 7 surrounding counties to combat local rowdiness.
You know, be safe and be smart about it, bring friends, and don't get so intoxicated to the point that you land yourself in jail, you get hurt, or you go to the hospital. We have a lot of individuals that drink so much to a point they get dehydrated and they end up going to the hospital. You could get your stomach pumped, you could die, and it's not a pleasant experience. So, you know, if you are going to drink, be smart about it, be safe, and don't overindulge to the point that you hurt yourself or you know, get arrested over it. It's unnecessary.
From Manhattan, I'm Adam Cook, Channel 8 News.
If you are participating in Fake Patty's Day this weekend, make sure to stay safe. Be aware of your surroundings and stay close with friends, as well as staying hydrated and well fed.
March is not just the beginning of spring, but also the beginning of Women's History Month. Channel 8 News reporter Tiffany Horn has the story.
Even with unpredictable weather in Manhattan, students and faculty gathered at the Union Ballroom to acknowledge and celebrate Women's Appreciation Month, a declared month that highlights the contribution.
You can find out more events for Women's Appreciation Month on K-State's website.
The temperature may be falling, but you could be indoors climbing. A look at K-State's rock climbing wall and your 5-day forecast coming up.
Bases loaded, 1 out, bottom of the 9th. Cats and Sooners tied at 5, and the Cats trying to win a Big 12 title for the first time ever. Outside, it gets away to the plate. Kansas State has its title. Ships it in the middle, a header into the goal, and a score for K-State.
The best-kept secret in Manhattan is not a secret anymore. I'm Wyatt Thompson, the voice of the Wildcats, and welcome to JP's Sports Grill. With daily chef-inspired specials, a full bar, and a diverse menu that has something for everyone, this place is guaranteed to impress. JP Sports Grill, your new favorite spot.
I was so pleased with what I saw on the discussion boards last night. Who started the module?
K-State Global Campus offers flexible online learning, the same name brand education, quality programs, and recognized award-winning professors with the flexibility to fit your life.
We're working on Project 3 this week. It's a group project.
For your comfort and safety, vital baggage must be stored in the overhead.
K-State Global Campus, always on, always there.
Welcome back to Channel 8 News. Margaret, have you ever climbed the rock wall over at the rec center?
I have actually, have you?
No, I have not, but I know our own DJ Render has this past week.
Rock climbing is in session here at Kansas State University. This is a way for people to step out their comfort zones and take on fears that they may have had, or it can just be another way for students to get a great workout in. Rock climbing is also very unusual for the common athlete. It's a great way to try something new and step outside of their normal. However, for others like Kate Carlson, it can become something that you fall in love with.
I was always walking past it while I was in the rec, so I just decided one day that I would come in and try it, and I fell in love with it, which is actually really funny because at the time I was really afraid of heights, and so it was kind of a way for me to conquer my fears, and I really enjoyed it. And now I've worked here for 2 years, and my job after college is actually going to be a tree climber.
Rock climbing isn't just for your fun or for your fitness. It also helps change people's lives and their career paths that they want to choose. After hearing about Kate's life-moving experience with rock climbing, I got a chance to speak with another one of the instructors on what motivated him to become a rock climbing instructor here at Kansas State.
Probably being like an advocate for the sport and like teaching people how to be safe and responsible indoors or outside. Okay. Like sharing just like the knowledge I built up over the past 3 years with everybody.
This was a great opportunity to find out all the interesting elements that come along with rock climbing. If you need a good fitness workout or a life-changing experience, come on down to the Recreational Center here at Kansas State. The wall is right here waiting on you. In Manhattan, I am DJ Render, Channel 8 News.
If you're interested in going to the rec and taking rock climbing lessons, information can be found at recservices.kstate.edu.
And now DJ gives us a look at what you can expect the weather to look like over the weekend. DJ?
Thank you guys so much, Brandon and Margot. As we take a look at the national weather, on the West Coast, in Seattle, 50 degrees, slight chance of rain. Might need you a raincoat. As we move down south towards Southern California, mid-70s, nice sunshine. Go out, get you a tan at the pool. Similar for Austin, Texas. And as we move towards the East Coast, in Chicago, the Windy City, mid-30s, might need you a big coat outside. And also as well for New York, lower 40s. And as we move down towards my home state of Atlanta, Georgia, upper 40s, might need, you'll be okay. And for the Kansas map, the western part of the state, similar trends, 64, 66 degrees. And as we move towards the Kansas City area and near us in Riley County, 50 degrees. And in Kansas City, mid-40s. And as we move down south towards the border of Kansas, lower 50s. And for today's agenda, at sunrise this morning, it was about 22 degrees. And that tip-off for the Kansas State men's basketball team against TCU, it will be about 40 degrees. And at sunset tonight, it will be lower 40s. And for our 5-day forecast, for Friday, it's looking great to go into the weekend, about 62 degrees. And then on Fake Patty's Day, it'll be about 58 with a slight chance of rain. Might need you a raincoat. Leading on into the weekend, 45 degrees. And then carrying on into the week, 52 degrees. Back to you at the desk, Brandon.
Coming up on sports, we have K-State baseball, Big 12 awards, and a look at Manhattan High School girls basketball as they take a shot at state.
Schultz one, high and deep to left, goodbye.
Shot to right, K-State's going to try and score two. Another play at the plate, but this time Brevin slides past the tag. And Brad Hill is the all-time winningest coach in K-State history.
We are a family that does not tolerate discrimination of any kind.
A family that believes diversity, inclusion, and sportsmanship are expectations.
A family that is supportive and seeks to promote a positive environment.
A family that treats all people with respect and dignity.
No matter their color, creed, gender, ethnicity, or sexual orientation.
We are an empowered family.
Who empowers family.
Welcome to K-State. This is who we are.
Brandon, this weather gets me excited for the baseball season coming up.
Whether I'm more excited for the March Madness to start up next week.
Well, our very own Mason Voth has all the information to see how K-State will end up this month.
Thanks, Brandon and Margot. We're right at the changing of seasons. While baseball is ramping up, basketball season in Manhattan may be coming to an end soon. The K-State baseball team had their first and second home series for the season this week. After a rocky start going 3-2 in their first 5 games, K-State swept LaSalle and picked up a win over Incarnate Word yesterday. K-State started out strong on Friday with an early lead of 4 runs by the 5th inning and ended the game 9-3. The second game of the series was a much closer game. Rainer Osmus tied up the game with a home run in the bottom of the 9th, and Trent McMaster had an RBI to finish up the game in the 11th inning. The Cats finished up the series on Sunday, winning 5-1. Tuesday's game with Incarnate Word was canceled due to weather, but K-State kept up the heat yesterday. Jake Biller solidified K-State's lead with a grand slam, and the Cats finished the game early 14-3 victors. K-State will play Mercer at home Friday, March 7th. The K-State men's basketball team wrapped up the regular season this past Saturday as they squared off with Scott Drew's Baylor Bears. In the crowd for the game was Ahmad Wainwright's brother, Ishmael, who was a member of the Baylor basketball team. He sat behind the Baylor bench. As for the Cats, they battled early, going back and forth with the Bears. Dean Wade provided the early spark to the Wildcat offense. Barry Brown and Kamau Stokes also helped out Dean Wade. Dean Wade finished with 17 first-half points for the Wildcats, ultimately finishing with 25 points as Dean throws it down with authority there. The Cats would get one more bucket from Dean Wade right before the end of the half as he gets the putback to go at the buzzer, giving the Wildcats a 10-point lead heading into the second half. The two teams played dead even the rest of the way, both teams scoring 42 points in the second half, pushing the Cats to 10-8 in the Big 12 after the 77-67 win. Dean Wade led the way with 25 points, 17 of which came in the first half, and Barry Brown finished with 18. On Sunday, the Big 12 announced their regular season awards. Dean Wade found himself on the Big 12 first team and Barry Brown on the second team. Some other notable awards included Kansas's Devontae Graham winning Player of the Year, and Chris Beard of Texas Tech and Bill Self of KU winning Co-Coach of the Year. The Wildcats are in action less than 40 minutes from now when they tip off in the Phillips 66 Big 12 basketball tournament in Kansas City. They will be taking on the TCU Horned Frogs, who they split the season series with. With a win, they would advance to the semifinals to take on the winner of Kansas and Oklahoma State. The Manhattan girls basketball team was in action at the 6A state tournament at Charles Cook Arena yesterday afternoon. The Lady Indians were looking to repeat as 6A state champions, but they ran into a tough matchup in their Centennial League rivals, the Washburn Rural Junior Blues. The Lady Tribe got the best of Washburn Rural in the regular season to win the Centennial League crown outright, but it was all Junior Blues yesterday. The Lady Indians put up the first 2 points of the game, but after that, Rural would go on an 18-0 run. Manhattan found themselves down 19 at the half and just couldn't quite get enough going in the second half to come back, ultimately falling 53-40. That ends the season for the Indians. K-State commit Chris Deanna Carr finished with 15 points, but as a team, Manhattan shot just 29% from the field. Washburn Rural advances to the semifinals. As for the Indians, their season comes to an end with a 22-3 record. Other schools in action today around the area. The Wamego boys basketball team will be playing Ark City at 8:15 tonight at the Bicentennial Center in Salina in the 4A Division I State Boys Tournament. We'll send it back to Brandon and Margot.
Thanks, Mason. Stay tuned for a special treat from the Manhattan Zoo that you won't want to miss.
And DJ will be back to give us one more look at the 5-day weather forecast, all coming up.
Schultz one, high and deep to left, goodbye.
Shot to right. K-State's going to try and score 2. Another play at the play, but this time Brevin slides past the tag. And Brad Hill is the all-time winningest coach in K-State history.
I was so pleased with what I saw on the discussion boards last night. Who started the module?
K-State Global Campus offers flexible online learning, the same name brand education, quality programs, and recognized award-winning professors with the flexibility to fit your life.
Here you are, sir. Can I get you anything else?
For your comfort and safety, vital baggage must be stored in the overhead.
K-State Global Campus, always on, always there.
When I hear the phrase giving back, It means opportunity for me to do something for others.
Volunteering exposes you to different ways of life and different people around the world.
They teach you just as much as you teach them.
It allows you to understand the social issues that we face. The only people who can resolve those social issues is us, and that's starting with our community.
I think for me it means just really embodying what it means to be a part of that K-State family.
K-State athletics team with Courts for Kids, and we went to Costa Rica, a town called Leona Veja.
We went to Dallas to volunteer at Aid Services of Dallas.
I believe everybody should have education, and that's why I volunteer at a high school.
It's a family atmosphere, and we're here to take care of each other, and I think that K-State Proud and other things that students do really embody that family atmosphere that we've been taught since we got here.
What motivates Wildcats to give back?
Empathy.
Kindness.
You.
The Sunset Zoo has gained many cute new faces this year. The zoo now has a newborn white-handed gibbon, a 9-month-old red panda, a newborn wallaby joey, and 3 wolf pups. Even though these animals were all born at the zoo, they might not be able to stay and grow up with their families. We had a chance to talk with one zookeeper as why it may be in the pups' best interest to separate.
Usually the pups stay with the parents for about 10 months, and then we'll separate them off so that they don't get too attached.
Hey.
Camera 3, they're talking to you.
Hey, dude.
DJ joins us here at the desk to give us our final look at the 5-day forecast.
Oh yes, most definitely. Okay, for this weekend, we'll see some good quiet weather for Friday, 62 degrees, and leading on into Saturday, about 58. But going into the evening, it'll be raining. It's pretty good weather for Fake Patty's Day and for the NCAA Big 12 tournament. So hopefully you guys will be prepared for the rain. Have some rain boots, nice jacket, and for Friday, you'll be able to, be loose. Wear you a nice sleeveless T-shirt. Guys who have tattoos, show off your muscles a little bit, work out. So, just hopefully you guys have a blessed, safe weekend, Fake Patty's Day. Don't drink and drive. Don't text and drive. And matter of fact, just have fun.
Do you have any tips for people going out for Fake Patty's Day?
Oh, yes. It will be raining at night, so make sure you have your jackets, hood, coat, scub caps, and make sure you have your rain boots. You don't want to slip in a puddle. You don't want to fall. And you don't want to be muddy. Go to your girlfriend's house and
we're out of time, but be here next week for your news here on Channel 8. I'm Margot Coltrane.
And I'm Brandon Faybeck. Thanks for tuning in and have a great weekend.
This is Channel 8 News.